This time we explore two wonderful picturesque cities that you should visit when in Holland. Amersfoort preserves a real flavour of the Middle Ages and will take you on a walk through its historic centre with beautiful canals, ancient buildings and pretty shopping streets. We'll also check out the charming city of Gouda, where the world-famous cheese has been traded for centuries. Both are within easy reach of Amsterdam and Rotterdam by train, so join us for a great day out, two cities in one day. We've been staying in Rotterdam for this trip, and last time we shared the famous Keukenhof Tulips Park and stunning Kinderdijk windmills, so do check out that video if you missed it. We're off on the train again from Rotterdam Central, heading first to the city of Gouda, which you may know as Gouda, but in Holland it's actually Gouda, and that's what we'll call it. The train ride is just 26 minutes, and if you come from Amsterdam it's around 55. The Gouda station is just 10 minutes from the centre. Let's start right in the heart of the old town, where a food market is in full swing, set around the historic old city hall Stadhuis. This prominent building was built in the 15th century and is very eye-catching. It was just a little bit difficult to film with the market in the way. Usually open to the public for free, it was sadly closed for our visit. The interiors that date from the 17th and 18th centuries are supposed to be quite something to see. I believe it's mostly used as a wedding venue now, as a new city hall was built by the station. If here on the hour, you can hear the bells chime and the characters move with a short performance. Also in the square is the old cheese weighing house, a white sculpture in its centre depicting cheese market day in the town. The market started in 1198, and for centuries all the local farmers came together in the square to sell their cheese, having them weighed and then duty paid on them. Even now on Thursdays between April and the end of August, they reenact the weighing and trading of the wheels of cheese with a horse-drawn cart and traditional dress parade which draws large crowds. Gouda cheese is actually made all over Holland. It took the name of the city as it was one of the few places in the country where cheese producers and merchants could exchange goods during the Middle Ages. To find out more about the cheese, just off the main square is the Gouda Cheese Experience, where you can see how they make it and sample some too. Today the market is a mix of breads, sweet treats, flowers, fruit and veg and clothes, with some lovely items to buy. The bread looks amazing. Oh, for a knob of butter and a knife. There was also a number of restaurants, charming cafes to grab a bite and watch the world go by. The excitement and buzz of the square was lifted further by the melodies of the traditional Dutch organ entertaining passers-by. Moving away from the centre, we pass St John's Church, renowned for its 72 elaborate stained glass windows. You need a ticket to enter and see inside the longest church in the Netherlands at 123 metres. The streets become less crowded, and you stumble across the waterways that encircle and intertwine the old part of the city. This is the WestHaven Canal. Here we find the Gouda Museum, which when open takes you on a journey into the past with an interactive model of the city in 1562. It was Saturday and should have been open, but I can only assume Easter was causing the closure of a lot of the attractions. Also on this street you cannot miss some incredible architecture, with some of the buildings defying gravity, leaning forward into the street. How they're still standing, I don't know. At the end of the street we reach the old harbour and a collection of historic commercial vessels, part of the Maritime Museum. The harbour once bustled with barges and ships, transporting goods and contributing to Gouda's wealth and prosperity, and the museum explains about this important time in its history. The mill in the distance was a flour mill and built in 1727. There are 4 in the city, and another nearby is even older. Built in 1631, it was a water-powered fulling mill. This process thickened and strengthened wool cloth, crucial for the textile industry of Gouda at the time. As mentioned, there are plenty of nice places to eat and drink. We picked a little cafe overhanging the canal to have a coffee and cake before moving on to our second picturesque city of the day. We are now heading to the fortified city of Amersfoort, catching the train from Gouda, another 30-minute journey, which is about the same amount of time if you come from Amsterdam. You'll need to make a quick change at Utrecht as part of this journey from Gouda. A 10-minute walk from the station of this modern city brings us to its beautiful historic heart. The short walk takes you through a small park, directing you to the incredible Koppelpoort, the gateway into the fortified medieval old town across the River Eem. The city began being fortified in the 12th century due to its strategic location right in the country's centre, and in 1259 it was granted city rights. This unique land and water gate dates back to around the turn of the 15th century, part of the city's second set of surrounding walls. Travellers could be granted or denied entry through this combined gate, even if they were travelling on the water. A heavy barrier could be lowered to cut off the city's water entrance. A dangerous task, they used prisoners to step on a treadmill inside the building to raise and lower the barrier. The mechanism is still inside the gate and in working condition. Sluices control the flow of the water of the River Eem, which runs in the canals that weave around and inside the old town. European City of the Year is quite a prestigious title, and in 2023 it was bestowed on this relatively small Dutch city. Amersfoort was praised for its success at innovative design, maintaining character and heritage, and its great quality of life. Amersfoort's medieval industries were cloth and beer. In the 18th century, it prospered due to the locally grown tobacco. These three historic houses, built into the city wall during the late Middle Ages, house the Arts and Culture Museum and offers a wonderful taste of the city's history. A ticket is required to visit. If you're curious to see what Amersfoort looks like from the water, take a boat trip through the canals like these visitors. The boat takes 45 minutes on average. During that time, passionate storytellers will introduce you to the history of the city. You can find out more details on this website. There are 4 different routes to choose from. If you'd rather keep above the canals, try the hop-on, hop-off street train, which glides around the streets all day long in the spring to autumn seasons. It's a cheap tour at just €7.50 a day ticket and covers quite a large area of the city. All the details can be found here. We didn't have a particular route to wander around the streets. Every corner seems to have beautiful sights, shops and views of the lovely canal systems. It was certainly busier than Gouda, and with the weather improving, allowed many to sit out in the warming sun and have a drink or two. Arriving in the Hof, this central square has another busy market underway. You can catch this every Friday or Saturday. Obscuring some of the historical buildings that line its perimeter, it's filled with a mouth-watering array of produce. Butchers, fishmongers, cheese vendors, bakers, fruit and veg, you name it, it's here. This is the largest of several markets across the city. It can be lively at night as the stalls disappear and the bars and cafes fill up for the evening. From the Hof, we can see St George's Church, which was open and free to enter. Built in the 14th century, it's the largest church in the city. Inside, you can wander around and admire the beautiful frescoes and carvings. The wooden pulpit dates from the 16th century. Thoroughly restored from 1962 to 69, both inside and out, it's still looking neat as a pin. Another church tower that looms 98 metres over a more intimate square is the Tower of Our Lady. It's the 3rd tallest in the Netherlands. During its heyday, Amersfoort was a popular place for pilgrimage, and in 1444 they began the construction of a cathedral in the footprint of the square. Gunpowder was being stored in the cathedral, and an explosion in 1787 destroyed most of it, just the tower surviving. Because of its visibility, It was the original starting point for the accurate triangulation of the country, and it is still the true origin of the Dutch national grid. From April up to the end of October, it's possible to climb the 346 steps and enjoy the views over the city and the surroundings with a guided tour. We had a fantastic day visiting both of these very different cities. We've not seen everything on offer, but I hope this stroll has given you a taste of what to expect. We certainly plan to come back to Holland and explore more of these beautiful old towns and cities by train. It's been so easy to get around. Do join us again on future videos where we hope to inspire you to visit. Thanks for watching and see you next time.